The Claymore is the landmine for the game. So the Snake.
Was that not right?
So the Claymore is the landmine of the game. And for the VR mission for it, not only do they give us a little extra ammo to start with, they place some on the ground, helpfully for us, and we can use that to destroy the target.
What if you run out of ammo on one of these endless time VR missions?
Then you lose.
Does the game actually give you a game over?
No. But, you can restart from the menu. The point of the Claymore is to stand right on top of it and hope that the shotgun blast doesn't catch you in the ankles. And even if you didn't have the mine detector, they helpfully label the part of the level in which the mines can be placed as dark green. It must have been a bitch and a half to set up those claymores in the middle.
Try not to set them all off.
And of course, it's not necessary to pick extra ones up, but if you pick them up, then you don't run the risk of stepping on them later.
Why are these called Claymore mines?
That's what the real Claymore... It's a real thing.
Yeah, I know, but why are they called Claymore mines?
It's because it was invented by a Scottish man who named it after the sword of legend, the Claymore.
It's not a sword of legend, that's a real sword.
No. I made it up. Legends can be real.
It was not one sword, though. It is a type of sword.
Spoken of in legend, the Claymore. Isn't that the one that they retrieved from the river and the princess of Scotland was named? Because she was able to lift the sword from the water, therefore she had the strength of kings. Something like that.
What?
Isn't the legends?
Of Zelda?
And then she stepped in front of the sword and it blew up in a 60-degree cone. And they're like, oh, I have a great idea for a new weapon I'm going to name. I think that's how it all went down.
I gotta say, the Claymore is really, really slow.
Yeah, you see that the range isn't exactly perfect on the vision cone. It's actually smaller than what it looks like when you look on the radar. Which is good for Snake sometimes, but not when he's trying to use them.
You might as well just be punching these things.
Yeah, really. It's a constant source of frustration in the time version of the practice mode, where they don't give us any claymores, we have to pick them up ourselves. And hope that we get lucky with the hit detection.
Excellent, Snake.
And we want to pick up extra ones so we can get some of that little ammo time bonus too.
They really put in everything to slow this VR to a crawl.
Whoa!
Ah!
It's actually faster most of the time to avoid picking up extra claymores because it takes so long to pick them up. Did they intentionally try to make this map look like the scope icon?
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Not boobs.
No. I think this is the point where the map makers sort of ran out of ideas for shapes. They're just like, okay, what's an icon from the game?
It's an 8.
Oh, okay. As in there are 8 Claymore mines to pick up on that level.
Of course. And what's this room supposed to be designed to look like?
This is the rat's nest. You know, that famous part in the game where all the rats crawl out of the hole.
Genetically enhanced hamsters.
And we have to blow them up, luring them with a piece of cheese.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Was that luck?
Snake.
No, that was actually talent, because the blast off of a Claymore mine is actually... It's in the same shape and projection as the view cone, but it's a lot longer. So, it can... There can be things in front of it that won't trigger it because they're not close enough, but if something were to trigger it at that moment, it would blow them up. So we can use that to our advantage by placing claymores so far back that the first thing triggers it and it blows up things like that. A whole bunch in a whole different ways. Or I could have just practiced these VR missions and like memorized where they would end up and just run around and place claymores, but I didn't.
Excellent, Snake.
Still excellent, Snake.
Yeah, they're really forgiving with the time on the Claymore mine missions, which is nice because it's one of the worst weapons for active combat.
So let's practice it in active combat.
The big problem with the Claymore mine in active combat is soldiers don't always get killed by one Claymore mine. Sometimes they do.
Yeah, if only 600 out of 700 pellets hit you, it means nothing.
The thing is, it does the cone does different damage, like based on where they get hit in it, and it's really finicky to actually hit them in one shot. It's nice when they do. If there's another guard on the map, though, every explosion causes an alert automatically, which means we can't use our radar, which means our mine detector doesn't work for seeing any Claymore mines that might be in my way right now. But there weren't any. So it's impossible to do this stealthily. You'd have to set all the Claymore mines exactly where the soldiers are going to step at the same time to kill them all.
Is it better to set up the Claymore mines first before setting up an alert?
If we wanted to, like, measure time from the first explosion to the last one, yes. But since they start timing us from the very beginning of the mission, we don't have that luxury. All the bright yellow here are the loud metallic floors, which doesn't really affect the missions so much.
The lack of stealth in a mine mission.
Just attempting to lure guards into Claymore mines that we've placed like 2 feet away from them while they're paying attention to us. In this one, they don't give us the mine detector to start off with. Instead, we have to watch this guard to follow his path, because when we do find the mine detector, we're surrounded by Claymore mines. At this point, we just have to wait for the other guard to come back around.
You want to set them with different vision cones so they don't go off?
At the same time, that's correct. And we just hope they get caught in the blast and die one. Please follow me!
If they do set off 2, does it count the damage for 2 or just 1?
They have a slight invincibility until they stop blinking. So only 1.
Yeah!
Impressive, Snake.
Was it? So the timed version of the VR mission is where the luck really has to factor in. You really don't have the luxury of waiting around for a second explosion, so hopefully, even though I got caught while the man was exploding, it did take away some of my sneaking bonus, but we got first place quite comfortably.
If they don't die, can you finish them off with a punch?
No, punch does stamina damage, which can only knock them out and not kill them. We could snap their necks. But then it wouldn't be a Claymore mission. Please, follow me!
This way! Not move an inch.
at least with the Claymores as opposed to the C4s, we can lure them with knocks without having to set off the Claymore mine.
Send Claymores on their backs. Or C4 on their backs.
So whenever they go to look in the mirror, the Claymore goes off. See, and here's we can get most of the guards set up with Claymores in the way already.
I didn't know guards could do that.
Yeah, that's really the counter they have to getting punched in the face a lot of times.
Excellent, Snake.
Oh man, is there gonna be a Claymore 1-minute battle?
There is a 1-minute battle for all of the weapons. It's really good, actually.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
I assume they give you Claymores, you don't have to go rolling around picking them up.
I think it's both.
Excellent, Snake.
This time, even though we don't have the mine detector, we know from playing the practice mode this area is filled with Claymores. So we can use that to our advantage to save some time here. And use some of the Claymores already placed. That man survived the first explosion in the minefield.
And ran into another one, already there.
Please.
Yeah!
If the Claymores packed just a little bit more of a punch, they would be a viable weapon in the game, but as it is, they are not. If you can't reliably kill a guard with it, all you're going to do is set off an alarm. So I don't use them that much.
Is there a gimmick boss for it at least?
So they give us 100 Claymores, more than we could comfortably place in the 1 minute. And it's a really easy mission. All you have to do is just keep laying Claymores.
You don't even have a life bar.
I haven't got hit yet.
Oh.
I say yet because the more you place Claymores, the more likely you're going to accidentally run into one. This would be a really easy mission if you thought ahead and constantly placed a Claymore mine, backed up a little bit, and then placed another Claymore mine in that same direction, instead of having them face all different directions and eventually box you in. But as it stands, it's not that difficult to get first place. I thought I could get away with it. And if you're lucky enough to get like a few good combos at the end.
Excellent, Snake.
You'll barely scrape by. And this is the mission where snakes get to dual wield the legendary sword to fight off enemies. No, it's actually really... This is a little test of your strategy skills here. If you place a lot of Claymores in the battlefield before the guards alert you, you can get a lot of free kills without having to worry about getting shot while placing more Claymores. But the problem...
You can't see your Claymores.
You can't see the radar once you get that first explosion. So I'm afraid to go out into the battlefield, so I'm kind of just boxing myself in the corner here.
Truly, the Claymore is the superior weapon.
To the AK, the guards get to use. That explosion occurred while I wasn't in alert mode, so the guards all wanted to run towards that for a second. Oh my god!
What the heck happened to that guard?
Chain reaction. I think I just got like a 4-hit combo on those guards.
The guards disappear.
Excellent, Snake.
The Claymore cleared 20, but the game cleared like 5 more at the end.